J-Lo brought the and then threw it out and then lied to all of the law enforcement and the grand jury. Come to the front of the room, Jenny, with a Glock.
IFF J-Lo thought that she was home free and was going to get away with her role in Diddy's 1999 crimes. Swell, LH girl has a major shocker coming her way because it looks like that case just might be reopened. The victim in the case, Natana Rubin, N, has been very vocal about what really happened that night, and she will be working with the feds to fix the situation and make sure that J-Lo finally faces the consequences for her actions that night. ITT looks like divorce is not going to save J-Lo from this drama because Natana is out for revenge, and she is not about to let things go anytime soon, and so let's spill this in a surprising turn of events. These streets are saying that there is a chance that federal authorities may reopen the investigation into the infamous 1999 New York City club that involved Diddy, his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, Z, and his former protege Jamal Shiny Barrow. The streets are saying that J-Lo herself might need legal counsel because, as there have been allegations claiming she acted as Diddy's CER during the chaotic incident. T reports suggested she may have smuggled the weapon into the club and passed it to Diddy just before the altercation escalated into the events of that fateful evening took place on December 28, 1999 at a Times Square nightclub in Manhattan where Diddy and J-Lo were celebrating the anticipated release of Shine's debut album. At the time, Shine was just 21 years old and still carving out a name for himself in the music industry. Even though Jennifer Lopez was gaining traction as a rising star, she was still far from the global icon she would become later that night. The party atmosphere quickly spiraled into leaving a bad mark on everyone involved and sparking a case that would haunt their careers for decades. As the story goes, Diddy and J-Lo were leaving a nightclub when things took a sharp turn for the worse. Diddy, casually holding a bottle of champagne, accidentally bumped into a patron named Matthew Allen, better known on the streets as Scar. Scar wasn't one to let things slide. He shoved Diddy, sparking an immediate confrontation. The situation escalated when one of Scar's friends decided to take things to another level, hurling a stack of cash at Diddy's face like party confetti that set Diddy off, so he pulled out of, and before anyone could process what was happening, rang out. The chaos left 3 people injured, including Natana Rubin, who reportedly suffered a wound to the face allegedly at Diddy's hand as panic swept through the club. Diddy and J.L. wasted no time making their escape. They jumped into a Lincoln Navigator, are speeding away with a hidden in a trunk, but their getaway wasn't exactly seamless. Despite the high stakes, the pair ran a red light, drawing police attention, and their sloppy mistake led to them being pulled over, not for a traffic violation. 1C at the station, and things got even messier. Our mug shots were taken, and by this point, J-Lo was reportedly in tears, completely overwhelmed by the unfolding drama. Adding to the scene, J-Lo's mother allegedly showed up at the station, and clearly furious, as she reportedly said to her daughter in Spanish, I warned you not to get involved with that, ma. As the drama unfolded, Diddy's then driver, Wardell Fenderson, took the stand and dropped the bombshell. He testified that Diddy had tried to bribe him into claiming ownership of fee found in the Lincoln Navigator. This testimony painted a clearer picture. Diddy wasn't about to take the fall for the incident. Whether he had pulled the trigger, or following the police investigation, and authorities slapped Diddy with 4 weapons-related charges in addition to the bribery accusations stemming from Fenderson claims, but Diddy wasn't going down without a fight. His legal team crafted a defense that leaned heavily on the optics, arguing it was simply too implausible to imagine Diddy and a lowly budding Hollywood star casually cruising around Manhattan with a firearm stash in their trunk. Their strategy was to paint the whole situation as absurd and out of character for a glamorous power couple like Diddy and J.L. One of the lawyers told the judge, I don't know if you know this, Judge, but this person, Jennifer Lopez, is a very famous actress. To think Mr. Combs is walking around with her with a loaded gun is so ridiculous that it stretches the imagination somehow. Against all odds, Diddy's defense strategy worked. The jury bought it, and he walked away acquitted of all charges. The high-profile case that could have derailed his career ended in a legal victory for the music mogul, but the story didn't end there. Years later, Gene Dill, Diddy's former bodyguard, came forward with explosive allegations that painted a much darker picture. According to Gene, did he plan to save himself at any cost? He allegedly hired people and enlisted friends to show up at the police station and provide false testimony that shifted the blame squarely onto Shine. This betrayal was particularly striking given that Shiny was supposed to be Diddy's protege, someone he mentored and guided through the music industry. Instead, Shiny found himself taking the fall, facing a 10-year prison sentence while Diddy's career continued to thrive.
Coming to Bad Boy Security, Paul and other people, and said that they were there. So they were giving them the DAs and the lawyers card and tell them to go make a statement. And some of those people who were making statements, they was making statements against Sean. Yo, bro, listen to me. Y'all heard it from me, but Sean said it himself in his interview. You supposed to be my brother, and you got people testifying against me. Those people were testifying. They were brought to Puff first, saying that what they saw against Sean, what they saw Sean do.
After the legal troubles didn't end for Diddy, among the lawsuits that followed, one came from his former driver Worrell Fenderson, the same man who accused Diddy of trying to bribe him into taking the fall for the in 2004. Fenderson filed a lawsuit claiming that the events of that night left him emotionally scarred. The case was ultimately settled, but the terms remain confidential, leaving the public to speculate on what exactly went down. Diddy also reportedly reached settlements with the 3 victims injured in the incident, including Nat Anna Rubin, who had been faced. These settlements were likely an attempt to close this chapter and move forward, though the shadow of that night lingered over his career for years. In a bid to rebrand himself and shake off the scandal, he even changed his name from Puffy to P. Diddy. At the time, it might have seemed like a clever move to distance himself from the drama, but it's clear now that the past has a way of catching up. So why are the feds digging up this 25-year-old case, especially when it seems like everyone involved has moved on? That's where things get interesting. What many people might not realize is that Lil Rod, in a recent lawsuit, referenced the infamous 1999 club. His mention of the incident appears to have reignited federal interests in a section of the lawsuit title. Mr. Coles used his power and influence to threaten and intimidate Mr. Jones. Lil Rod accused Diddy of threatening him with a firearm because he refused to give in to his demand. Diddy also allegedly tried to scare him by bragging about getting away with shooting people at Red. According to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs is very forceful and demanding. Mr. Combs does not take no for an answer and would often threaten to inflict bodily harm on Mr. Jones if Mr. Jones did not comply with his demand. As detailed above, Mr. Combs threatened to eat Mr. Jones's face. The lawsuit then went on to say on another occasion, while standing in Mr. Combs' bedroom, Mr. Jones was forced to watch as Mr. Combs displayed his and bragged about getting away with people Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for in the nightclub in New York City with rapper Shine. He shared that artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez aka J-Lo, carried the into the club for him and passed him the after he got into an altercation with another individual. For a while, this particular drama got swept under the rug, which isn't surprising given the other heavy allegations against Diddy, but it looks like Nat Anna is not letting down in her quest for justice. In a new interview, she stood on business, insisting that J-Lo is not as innocent as she's claiming to be because she knew what she was doing that night.
Clearly was caught throwing this weapon out.
Shine was accused of Julius Jones.
Oh, sorry, correct. But so why didn't Puffy and J-Lo get the proper, conviction?
Because their money is super long and people love adjacency to fame, celebrity. People are willing to sell their integrity for $1.
She then claimed that Diddy had allegedly bought his way out off Triple.E.
In the government filings against Combs this week was that tape, the Cassie tape, and that the feds are alleging that he paid $100,000 to make that tape disappear. I would assume that doesn't surprise you.
No.
How much of that do you think has been going on over the past 25 years?
A ton of it.
Okay.
A ton. And here's why. First and foremost, if he paid $100,000 for the Cassie video, how much do you think he paid?
She then revealed that she's 100% open to working with the feds on the investigation, hinting that she had some information that would take J-Lo down for
or any of this in this current investigation.
I have not, but I am a willing participant, sir. Come look me up. You know how to get in touch with me. Because they mentioned me in this recent filing. They mentioned my case.
Yep.
Right.
So if you mention my case, and they have not added all of the superseding indictments, because they don't, if they add the superseding indictments, they have to add.
See, J-Lo might need to keep her lawyer on speed dial because Natana is coming after her, and she is coming with a vengeance, fans commented. D. J-Lo dated Diddy as she knew Kim Porter was still in a relationship with him. She sold herself to Diddy for fame, and now she plays the victim of Diddy. Shame on J-Lo. Another person said. Of course J-Lo was involved. She was with Diddy to get her career going, and it worked. Now she is such a narcissist. She knew what Diddy was like. People who want to become a big star will do anything to become one. Her ticket was Diddy, now she's paying the price for dealing with evil. She shouldn't care, she got what she wanted. Fame and fortune. This is a hot mess, but do y'all think that J-Lo is going to face consequences for this? Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, then check out this next video.